In this video, we are very excited to bring you some new information all about how to get started with the new year, a new start, 5 ways to get started on your goals today. So let me introduce the guys. Jeff, what are you doing over there? Freezing?
It's freezing. It hit 32 degrees in Houston. We don't know what to do here.
Oh my gosh. So you're outside with your banner behind you? What's going on?
Getting blown away by a tropical storm. No, I'm just kidding. It got pretty cold here, but we're in the new office space.
Yes,
So
that's amazing.
it's great. We're going to give a tour at some point, but it's a little cluttered today.
Oh,
So,
yeah. I'm glad you said new. I don't think I said the word new enough times there in the intro. I don't know. I kept saying new. It's a new year. So happy new year to everybody, right?
We had a new office, new year.
Let me flip this. Normally I'm right down here. There, perfect.
Oh, yeah.
That way I can point.
Rick, what's new with you, man?
Well, I got COVID right before Christmas.
That's not a laughing matter.
The way he said that.
No,
I know.
it was just, well, my youngest daughter's birthday is also, it's on the 18th. So it was a day before her party. I wasn't feeling so hot. And out of just caution, because we had a big party plan, I out of caution, I went and got the test, and sure enough, I had COVID. We canceled her birthday. We canceled all Christmas plans. My family all lives kind of close to each other, but we normally go to my older sister's house, which is an hour and a half away, where the whole family gathers. But all that was canceled, and we just stayed home. So I got it first. I tried to stay in my room, but if you all are in the same house, it's just gonna spread. So my oldest daughter got it, then my wife got it. Even though we were vaccinated and everything, oddly enough, my youngest daughter did not get it at all. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that was, in the past week, we've kind of made up on Christmas, seeing various family members and stuff like that, exchanging gifts, and we got it all done eventually. So,
well, we're glad to have you
everyone's
back.
good.
Yeah,
Everyone's good. We're
I was
safe.
texting Rick daily, checking in on him because he sounded pretty bad there for a little while.
I was mainly just completely drained of energy, and I know it's different for each person that has it, but for me, that was the main thing. I'd get up for an hour, I'd eat something, and then I'd be spent, and I'd just go back to my bed. And about 3 days for me at least. But yeah, it's all done, and we're good.
Good. So this is getting back here is almost like a little new start for you, and that's all what we're talking about today.
That's
is
it.
a new start for everybody.
Yeah.
New start for the new year in all sorts of ways, right? So
Yeah. So what we got, Caleb? What's going on today?
well, we're excited to give some people, whether you're a pro or a beginner, give you a bunch of different ways to think about just a different perspective of how to start, right? A lot of us have New Year's goals. You might want to have a goal of performing more this year. You might want to go get your first gig. Maybe you've had a ton of gigs and you want to increase what you're doing. There's all sorts of different goals we might have. And so we want to present you with 5 ways that you could just get started. Some different, just to kind of get your brain going, a little inspirational. All right.
All right, let's get into it, man.
So the first one is open up a book, right? Open up a book. They say some of the best kept secrets in magic are in books because nobody reads, right? So you got, I told lay people that all the time. You gotta open your book. And so we wanted to see if we could suggest some books just to get started with the new year. Jeff, you got a suggestion of a book for everybody?
Absolutely. I do have a suggestion of a book. And I'll say something really. If you have a Tiger Tan coin, there's an interesting thing. The character on the back, the Chinese character, it literally means treasure, which is the whole project that Tiger coin is. But that character on the back of the Tiger Tan coin next to the orangutan, in modern Chinese, it means library. And I chose that word for those two reasons, because that's where we hide our best secrets, are in libraries or in books. So little tidbit there.
Quick
Um,
quiz. Does anybody
yeah.
know the Dewey Decimal System section for the magic section in the library?
Oh no.
793.8.
I
Somebody
believe
wrote a
that's it.
book.
Ding, ding, ding.
It's
I
a
think
book
it's
title. Isn't it?
I think it's
Whose book is that?
793.8. Yeah. Whose book is that? Is that a Michael Weber thing?
I don't know. It might be like a AM radio station here in Houston too, though.
So dumb. Hold on, look it up. Yeah, Jeff
You look.
Stone, 793.8 is Jeff Stone's book. Yep.
I
So
don't
that is
know.
the
We
Dewey
just
Decimal
lost
System.
half of our viewers that have
If anybody doesn't know what the Dewey Decimal System is, it's just a categorical way that they used to organize, or they still do in libraries, by points. And if you go to
Yeah.
793.8, you'll find all the magic books.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's if you ever heard of a white pages, it's one of. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's similar.
Here we go.
right?
This is my book. My book is not the white pages, the yellow pages. Approaching Magic by David Regal.
Mm.
I have been. I'm a fan of David Regal, big fan of his, and I just was looking through my shelf. We talked about books we're looking at, and I have a personal goal of reading or audio listening of on average of one book per week this year. That's my goal, is to get 52 books down. They don't have to be long or short. I don't have any like stipulations. I just would like to that's my personal goal, my resolution, if you will say. I'm on track so far. And this is one book that, and another thing about my resolution, I'm not saying I have to read cover to cover, just that I have to like be able to comprehend. And so one of the things I want to do with this book is go back and read all of his essays. There are some great essays. I was just thumbing through one about fear and performance, which is something we talked about with anxiety and things like that. And I want to surround myself with people who are accomplishing things, people who are doers, people who are creators. And I can't think of much a better example than David Regal. The guy's super prolific. He has created as much magic as anybody out there, and he implements it, and he goes out and he performs, and he lives and breathes it. So I want to be influenced by him a little bit. And so that's the book that I'm starting off with. Go read all the essays. Probably skipping the card magic tricks for now, but there's some coins in here. Approaching Magic, David Regal.
Awesome.
Nice.
And we'll bounce it over to Rick. You have a suggestion for a book?
Yeah, I've mentioned this book here a few times, but it's always good to revisit if you have it, or pick it up if you don't have it. It's Designing Miracles by Darwin Ortiz. It's a nice, quick read. You could read it in a day if you sat down and just got through it.
Are you serious?
It's really not depth. What's that?
Are you serious? You'd read that in a day?
Yeah, it's a thin book.
Okay.
It's a couple days, whatever. But it's more.
Rick is our editor. He's flying through Dave copy like. He's got all sorts of stuff going. He's like that guy who is like Limitless, with all the numbers that are going like in his head.
Yeah.
I guess awesome. I say that because the information in there it's really interesting, and you won't want to put it down. Okay. And it's a really inspiring book about getting the most out of your magic, dissecting effects, and seeing, what are the important parts? What can make this trick more impactful, more magical? It talks about what is magical, like what everyone has a different definition of magic, and so exploring those ideas, and it'll really inspire you to take the tricks you're already doing or the classic effects and pick them up and rearrange them and make them your own, make them more magical, and give all your magic more impact.
That's awesome.
It's a fun one to revisit.
Speaking of impact, the one that I was going to suggest is Maximum Entertainment by Mr. Ken Weber, who I recognized was actually at Magi Fest when we were there. I recognized him from afar, and we were behind the booth, so I couldn't go say. But I wish I would have had my book with me so he could sign it. But yeah,
that's one of your superpowers, is recognizing people from afar.
I don't know what it is. I notice people, even with the mask. There was a couple of
Caleb,
guys that go
yeah,
ahead.
Caleb spotted me in the airport, across the airport, wearing a mask, a hat, just based on my ring.
I saw the Tiger Tan ring, which,
Hey,
hey,
Jeff.
hint, 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 that might be coming up. But
Yeah.
yeah, this is all about. I was gonna kind of go through and see if I could. I actually have it bookmarked here. See if I could look at some of the table of contents here, just to give you a little bit of a. But it's all about like, one chapter is called "The Search for Entertainment." You got the hierarchy of mystery entertainment, and it's all kind of like the stuff that you're talking about, Rick. But instead of, I guess, specifically talking so much about tricks itself, it's about like putting together a show and an act and that kind of thing, and entertaining. And it's got like personal stories from some of these old before Al Flosso, when he saw Al Flosso, and there's Del Rey and different things in there. So cool book. Just a suggestion of a cool thing to open up a book.
Nice.
Definitely.
And real quick, before we move on to point number 2 of 5, real quick, what are you guys' thoughts on, because you mentioned audiobooks, and Rick, I know that Designing Miracles is an audiobook. What do you think on the pros and cons of audio versus paper, or both, or
I'm a huge fan of audiobooks because I can listen to them while driving. And if you guys knew me personally, these guys do, but they're watching. I live in Houston. I spend a lot of time driving for my family. And so at certain times, I'm going to pick up kids or run errands, throw in the audiobook, listen to it. Or at certain times when I'm not family time, the end of the day, the kids get to get on the iPad. That's the rule. If it's like 5 o'clock and the day is over, they can be on the iPad. So I'm listening to my audiobook. They're getting what they want. I get what I want. So learning that way, it's huge saver of time. Like the radio went out of my car. I just was trying to get that fixed still, and so I can listen with one earbud in and listen to audiobook, and it's saves much time. The downside is if you want to remember something, like with audible.com, like I'm listening to a lot of stuff on that deal with the business side of things, and with life. I'm still a huge fan of just like working on a course on empathy right now, and you have to clip things, and it's hard to go back. Like a book, you can do a page mark or bend a corner or a bookmark. That's the downside for me.
Gotcha.
But I did listen to Designing Miracles in audiobook. That's the only way I've ever read it. So
I'm always a fan of like the physical books, just like collecting books and having that. But for convenience, I mean, and the price, audiobooks are a good option. And it reminds me of something I've been doing, in the later half of 2021. But there's a number of great podcasts out there that people can listen to. I don't know if it's active anymore, but it's Magical Thinking with Elliot Terrell.
I think it might be.
He's
still?
talked to like every big name out there.
Okay. Yeah. Was he working
Another
for
one
Dan
that-
and Dave at the time? Because I didn't even think he was still in Magic.
he was a manager or some director with the Art of Play, Art of Magic. And
his last
Vanishing
episode
Ink
was in
bought that.
2020.
Was
Yeah.
when?
2020.
Okay. Yeah.
But I
But
mean,
there's some good stuff there.
big names on there, and it's a really conversational podcast. It's not so much like question answer. It's like sitting down with Lance Pierce, Ossie Wind. There's just so many people, huge people, and just to listen in on this like conversational style. Another one is Nate Staniforth. He has one. It just began. It's called Everything But the Flame.
I just started
And
listening
he's
to that.
just like a really insightful guy. There you go.
Yeah.
And then Jonah Babbins.
That was the other one I was going to recommend. Yep.
Discourse in Magic. Yeah. That one too has just dozens and dozens of huge name guys, and he's more of an interview style podcast where he's like asking very specific questions. And
Mhm.
so that's another option, you know, apart from ebooks. If you want to just have something to listen to, if you drive a lot, or if you just prefer to listen, you know, consider those podcasts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. Good idea. Good idea. Well, let's move on to point number 2. A second way to go ahead and get started new stuff this year. Pick up those coins. Pick up those coins and practice. And I wanted to make a mention. There's a really great thinker on habit forming, Mr. James Clear, in the kind of self development space, and he has a book called Atomic Habits. That's another random book. I haven't read it, but I've got different points from it, from summaries and things. And one of the things he talks about is changing your environment to make habit forming easier. So if you want to go exercise in the morning, you lay out your exercise clothes. So the first thing you see when you wake up in the morning is your exercise clothes, and you
Yeah.
can put them on and go. So if we think about that the same way that we think about our coin magic, we could put our coins in a place where we're going to see them, or set up our practice space with our little close-up mat. We might have a mirror, might have a little stand for our cell phone, like Rick has talked about in past, to record our performances. And that way, you're walking past it every day, you change your environment, you make it easier for you to just get to practicing.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. So just going for the practice was any other thoughts on going for the practice?
I think you nailed it. I mean, we talk about that all the time here, and so I just echo and go back and listen to some of our previous live streams that we've got tips on how to practice and things like that out there.
Oh yeah.
I
I think
mean,
one of go ahead. Sorry.
I always have at least 3 coins in my pocket. So like when I go to bed the night before, and I lay my pants down, beside the bed, there's 3 coins in there. So, the next morning I put those pants on, and like there's always coins in my pocket. Or sitting next to my wallet on the dresser. I have some kind of coin wallet, maybe my Aikido box, and that goes right in my pocket when I get my wallet and my other things. So
I say, Matthew, all our wives have opinions too. Yes.
Yeah. I think that's the other thing I wanted to point out. I'm glad you mentioned that. Was some of us have jobs where we can, if it's not dangerous, practice our coin magic while we're at work. If you're a trucker, we're not recommending you do that. But if if you're like at a desk or something, and you can be practicing your coin roll or your coin rollout or something like that, practice an advantage just so your hands get the mechanics. That's another great way to get practice time in. You're doubling your time. So
Yeah, absolutely.
let's go to number 3. Another idea to get started is join a group. Join a group to inspire and push you into new magic this year. So, do we have any suggestions on groups, Facebook groups, or any kind of clubs or anything like that we might want to mention?
I think if you
Yeah.
just spend a couple minutes on Facebook, just do some search for magic groups. You'll find all kinds of groups out there. We have one that is not as active right now. It's called Coin Structors. Instead of construction, it's coin structures. It's not as active right now, but we have a lot of members in it. And it'd be fun to resurrect that or work alongside that. You're welcome to join it. I'll let you in. There's some great work in there on the Traveler Wallet, just amazing work. A lot of community. When it was super hot and active, a lot of guys posted all kinds of novel ideas from around the world on how to use the Traveler Wallet. And so it's good to go back and scan in there if you picked up a wallet recently, or if you just got one maybe during the Black Friday sale or the holiday sale. We still got a few in stock. We got the gold threaded ones as well, and they're just a great all around one. The best investments in magic. And so there's a group dedicated to that. But there's a group for anything and everything on Facebook and social media. So,
Of course. Another idea is to join our email list, because we are always trying to post new ideas, new offers for magic, and new ways to think about things. And so if you go to this website here, giveaway.copacoins.com/free gift, it'll give you a free routine, and you'll get on our email list. And that's another group to join. But yeah, any of these ways to join other magicians will help you this year.
Yeah, you'll get a lot of value there. Just be on the email list. We have tips of the week. We have contest giveaways. We have challenges. We have all kinds of fun stuff. So if you're not on that, make sure you jump in, because that's one of the greatest ways to know about to stay informed with what's going on here and be part of our group.
Yeah, and real quick, speaking of the giveaway, it is our Coinbox contest is now ended as of December 31st, and so we are going to be this month announcing on one of our live streams this month. We're going to be announcing the winner of that Coinbox prototype valued at $500.
Yeah, it's a
Very
pretty cool
exciting.
thing.
Oh yeah, and that means we have more space in the new office if we send that off to somebody, right? So.
Sure.
Uh,
Sure.
So let's go to we got two more here at number 4, and these are, by the way, these are like in sequential order of difficulty, right? So first, open a book, right? Just kind of on your own, getting started. Pick up those coins, practicing. Then you go to join in a group. Now you're kind of getting involved with people. Another idea is to go ahead and post a video. Post a video of your performance. Any experience you guys have had with that? Posting videos out to any communities or anything?
Yeah, I mean, if you're not on Instagram, I suggest getting on Instagram. I was late to Instagram back in 2018 when Jeff told me, you got to get on Instagram. And but there's a great, coin magic, not so much community there, but everyone who does coin magic follows each other basically. And it's a good way to connect or meet new people. I've had many one-on-one like jam sessions just through Instagram. And I find the people that comment on Instagram and give advice, or people willing to give advice, it's a very positive community on there, in my experience. You could try posting there's many Facebook groups Facebook groups for coin magic. I can think of there's a group called Coin Magicians, a group called Coin Magic, a group called Coin Magic Journey.
Rick's just laying down the
group,
resources, man.
Yeah.
There's a group with Luke Dancy that's, I hear positive things all the time about, all things magic.
All things magic. Yep.
So you can post videos up there and specifically ask for critique, so people know that, sometimes people just will put up a performance. They're not necessarily looking for advice, but they'd like to share this. So if you put something up, put a specific comment in there. Hey guys, I'm working on this routine, or hey guys, I came up with this. I'm looking for advice. What do you think? And, generally people will be constructive and not tell you you're terrible, but they'll actually help you.
But even if they do, realize that this is a really big positive step forward. As an artist, you have to make the final decision on your art, but it's good to get other artists' opinions. In this way, we can all help each other be better and stuff. So you have to put yourself out there, like Rick is saying, and be a little bit vulnerable. But it's a good positive thing.
I think. I mean, I used to think everything I posted or whatever, everything everyone posted need to be like polished and professional because anybody and everybody's watching. But I don't think that's the case, particularly with these individual groups. Just post a video, just put something out there, just get some feedback, just be active in the community, just share, and that's something that I think will make you a stronger magician.
Yeah, and I want to mention really quick. There's a few ways to approach those videos too. With our kind of niche of coin magic, a lot of that magic is very visual, so you can just perform the magic to the camera, right? And I think we've mentioned that before in other live streams. But also, you can just pretend. I've seen videos where guys are pretending that there's other spectators, or even having family members put their hand in the video, so you hold the prop, that kind of thing, just to get the feel of a real performance. So there's just some options there.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we have one more one more, which is number 5, book a friends and family show. And
Mm.
I don't know if you guys it sounds like you have, but I don't know if you've ever done this, but this helped me a ton, when I started, a few years back booking friends and family shows when I was really getting into putting my show together. And if I put a date on the calendar that was low stakes, like it's gonna be friends and family, they're gonna love me anyways if I mess everything up, but it still gives me enough like nervousness and inspiration to put the pedal to the metal and like make it a good show, as good as I could at that time, right?
Yeah, just one of the greatest things you can do is like, again, there's people in my family. I've shared in the past, maybe of us here or where, but there's people in my family I don't necessarily want to perform for, or I don't want to invite to these kind of shows, but just because I don't care reactions, they have a hard time, I guess, with me being center of attention or things like that can happen. But there's a whole other story there. Maybe it's a blog post. That's what I have a blog post on this. But the friends and family show is great. Anytime, I would say more the friends show. If I was putting together an act, or if I'm going to do my one man show, I'd set it up in somebody's living room and we'd just go to town. Or if I had just a low paying gig back in the day, if it was a low paying gig for older clientele, I would say that would be part of one of my reasons to say I'll take this gig, but you're going to have to let me work on some of my new material. Like, just anytime you cut down your price, Caleb and I were talking about this the other day. Anytime you cut down your performance price, you need to have a reason. Otherwise, you're saying, "Well, I'm not worth anything. I'm just worth whatever you'll pay me." So if I'm going to come down on my price, say, "Sure, but can I perform this new material?" So in a living room type of setting, this kind of a similar idea. But I'll share one final thing. One of the funnest things I ever did was to do a garage show and just open it up for my neighbors. And
That's
so
cool.
yeah, I have a lot of equipment. I have stage lighting and I have pipe and drape and stuff. And so I can literally transform any 2-car garage into a 30 or 40 person seat theater. And so what we did was turn my garage into a theater, set up the stage lights, and said, everybody bring your own lawn chair, bring your kids. And I kid you not, every time I did it, when I did it, it turned into this like huge like cul-de-sac event. And all of a sudden somebody says, "Hey, well, I've got a popcorn maker. Can I bring it?" Sure. And like, "Hey, can I bring drinks?" Sure. And like one time it turned into a pumpkin carving contest. It's just the coolest thing. And just, if you know a couple of other magicians, that's one thing being here now that I'm back in Houston, and I do have a lot of magician friends, and it's just pandemic and excuse after excuse. But I would love to put on a community show where I invite some of the good magicians in the area to say, "Hey, we're going to do this as a charity event." And say the entrances, bring a couple of canned goods, and we're going to do a canned food drive as a magic show and just invite everybody in my neighborhood. And it's just fun. And I guarantee you, if you throw that invite out there, it could turn into something pretty big and unite your whole neighborhood. So it's a great
That's
idea. Do
great.
it.
That canned food drive, that's a great idea because then you're mobilizing everyone. We're all gonna do a community effort, for good, and at the same time, you're practicing your new material. That's a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'll just see that people just volunteer. "Hey, can I do this or can I do that?" I mean, it was one. I mean, I kid you not, we carved like 20 pumpkins in my driveway one year, and like all the seeds got washed, and we had little pumpkins growing on the side of the driveway for the next couple months. Little pumpkin vines. It's fun. Didn't cost a dime, and just everybody had a blast.
And those people will become your advocates too, because when I've done these family shows, I've done it for multiple or friend shows as well. I've done it for multiple settings, multiple people's houses, and those people become your advocates now. Now they're gonna go be able to tell other people who will hire you that they
Hmm.
saw you, right?
Yeah.
So just another thing. I want to share one more tip on that as far as performing new material. One of my favorite tips for like during the restaurant would I would have a new piece that I want to work in, and I get it to a point where it's like it's gonna be good, but I'm still working out like maybe exactly what I'm gonna say and this kind of thing. So I will perform some material, people, blown away, like, the normal material I perform and they enjoying it. And then I go, I got something new. Do you guys mind if I try something new? And they're like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd love to get your feedback." And when you tell people you want their feedback, they're willing to help you if they already enjoy what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of times when that would happen at the end, they're like, "Oh my gosh, that's new? I would never have known." Like they're just trying to be complimentary,
Hmm.
and it gives you a chance to work stuff out. Um, So that's just a little tip there, is kind of using that relationship in a good way to kind of just propel you forward into new things.
Absolutely.
Awesome, awesome. Well, that is all of our 5 tips. And the last little bonus tip was
Oh,
get a new product from Copeland Coins as a new start. That's a new shameless plug. That's a new start for the new year. But on a serious note, we do have a lot of cool new things coming up for this year. And we can't tell you all the information about it, but you did hear a little something about rings, and that
mhm.
is something that's coming. And
Stay
some new
tuned. But yeah, but we got a
artists
lot
and
of
all sorts
classic
of
props.
stuff.
There's a lot of stuff people don't have as well. So, and again, we got one of the hottest props of 2021, Recoil. Rick Holcomb released for us, and if you haven't checked that one out, it's stellar. It's fun. I've seen quite a few videos. Speaking of like videos published on Instagram and social media of people taking Rick's idea and running with it. So
Oh yeah.
good work.
It's good stuff. Well, that wraps it up for today's episode. Thank you guys so much. If you have any ideas for new episodes, let us know in the comments. We're here to help, and we are so excited for everything that's coming up this year. We will see you guys next week. Go make beautiful magic.
You guys.
Bye bye.